Hey guys, we're gonna try something new over here. Usually it's me coming on here and just talking your ear off, but we're gonna try something different here. Chris is gonna ask me some questions and you're gonna basically hear me reply to him candidly. Hope you enjoy.
Did becoming a realtor change your life? And did it make you a worse person?
It's definitely changed my life, but I think that there was a period that it did bring out the worst in me, and that was from, quite honestly, it's personal, right? But it's quite honestly was from becoming successful in the business and just being a little bit cocky about what actually happened and thinking that you're invincible. So starting up a team and starting to structure things and thinking that if you're just going to add bodies onto this thing, that it's going to actually grow bigger, which was a real big mistake on my part. But I think overall for me, it's actually been a good thing. I think that real estate can be a fake thing if you're only in for the deals. I think for me anyways, I keep it real, and I think it works for me, and I don't let it get to me. If whatever works out, works out. And I don't think everyone can say that, because I'm in a position where I don't have to scam you to get a deal. We got enough going on over here right now, and we're not desperate for every check. So for me, I think real estate is not, it has brought out the worst in me at a certain point, but I think in life you will come across successes that will change you, and then you get humbled by them, by getting squashed down like a little bug.
What's the weirdest thing that happened while showing a property?
I would say like a very weird experience I had was showing a condo at Scarborough Town Center. And I knocked on the door, and then I opened it, I went inside of it, and basically when I opened the door or whatever else like that, the washroom door was open as well, and I saw somebody on the toilet sitting there basically doing their business over there, and it was very awkward for everybody that was involved in that showing. So I think that's pretty much, so it doesn't get, yeah. Oh, you know what? There was Scarborough Town Center buildings. This is why I don't go there anymore. There was something that happened there. I have a habit of when I get into a house and I'm showing it, I lock the door behind me, okay? So I have the key in my hand, and then when we're inside, I lock the door. And I'm showing this person around. I haven't met them before. This is the first time I'm doing a showing with them, and we're done with the showing. So it was just a lady by herself and me. And I go to unlock the door doesn't unlock. So the lady's completely freaking out, like maybe I staged this whole thing, and she's freaking out, and I'm like, what's going on here? So I basically find like a butter knife in the thing. After trying so many times trying to get a hold of the agent, I find a butter knife, and I start to like undo the screws inside of it, like very slowly. And finally the lock thing falls out, and I can pull the thing from the cylinder and let the lady out. She just basically dashed out of there, and I never heard from her again. Yeah, that was awkward. Forgot about that one.
What's the most uncomfortable situation you've been in with a client?
So I actually did go into a listing presentation one time in my farm area, and it's not uncommon for me to show up at someone's house at like 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. to do a listing appointment or something like that. That's typically when people have time or put their kids down or whatever. But she was an older lady, she was a single mother, and she was basically like dressed in a very sexy manner, and she was basically like putting herself like basically out there. She was like hitting on me at the same time, and like she kept giving me like juice or offering tea just to like extend the time that I was going to be there, and it was very, 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 very creepy. So I just had to kind of find like a polite way of saying, oh, okay, it's like 9 o'clock right now, like I have to go, we could continue this conversation on the phone or something like that. But yeah, that happened. It's just an uncomfortable situation.
You got the listing?
No, I was yeah, I guess because I didn't move forward. I had a guy that wanted to sell his property for whatever reason. But the thing with him is that he always wanted to talk about his theories and stuff like that. So he had like different like religious theories about how the world works and how money is revolving and stuff like that. And it always became a situation of like, it always left about talking about the house and talking about religion and money and how money is evil and how the world needs a reset and whatever else like that. So it was very hard to get this person off of that topic, but that's constantly what came up, to the point of like, you even had to ask the guy, like, what are we doing here at this point right now? Like, are we gonna sell your house and help you guys get to the next step? Or are you just engaging me here right now to talk about things that you're interested in? That's sometimes what I find is like people will call you and want to be your buddy and talk to you, which is fine, but like it just gets distracted from what you're trying to do there. It's not super interesting, but I just can't share all the details of what happened here.
What's the most disturbing history behind a house you were selling?
One time a client of mine, we were looking for a house. They sent me this listing, like we were looking in kind of Pickering, Ajax, and they saw this house in Scarborough. What a great deal this house was. And the listing agent basically put a disclosure on there and says, before you book a showing, Google the address. That's weird, okay. Let's Google this address. So we Googled the address and what comes up? News articles about how this guy killed his parents there and how it was a bloody mess. So we obviously didn't end up going there, but yeah, that was one of the experiences that I had a showing booked for. And there's been a couple of times where we've actually gone into places that were like grow ops and stuff like that. Nothing crazy, but like you know that something was gone down over there. There was actually this one house in Oshawa, South Oshawa, of course, right? So there was this house in South Oshawa. We sold it though. This other agent couldn't sell it, but we sold it. And we sold this house for like 250,000 bucks. Detached, sounds great, right? 250,000 bucks. So I was actually out of town, so I had an assistant at the time. So I asked her to go by and kind of figure out what we were gonna do with this property once I had it, like signed the listing. She calls me up and she's like, listen, there's a mattress on the front floor and I'm pretty sure, or on the front lawn, and I'm pretty sure it was recently used. There's a bunch of prostitutes in the house across the street, like waving us over there to come talk with them. And there's needles all over the floor over here. The house was like over 100 years. I think it was 120 years old. It was in the worst condition ever. Yeah, but the other agent couldn't sell it. We did end up selling it, but that was like a real big mess. Like if I got another listing around that area, I'd politely have to decline.
Realtors make way too much money for simply bridging the gap between buyer and seller.
So don't hire us. That's, you know, hear it all the time. Realtors, you get paid so much, and even on our YouTube videos, we get hate on it so much or whatever else like that. But I think the fact that people fail to understand is you don't have to hire us. Don't hire us. I'm not going to someone's bank or holding a gun to their head and saying, hey, you got to pay me X amount of money. Don't hire us. Like, I think that solution is pretty straightforward. Yeah, that's like, it's annoying almost that you're bitching about something that you have control over. You don't like to pay the standard realtor commission, then sell it yourself. It's not illegal. You can sell your own house. You can hire a discount brokerage. You can, listen, there's a lot of people out there like discount agents that will list your house for free if you're gonna buy a house with them. Do you wanna list with them? I'm not sure. That's up to you. But when people say realtors make too much money, that's because someone chose to pay them. That's the end of the story there. And yeah, they do. Good realtors make a lot of money, and they should. Because I also don't think that people understand what actually goes on behind it. It's not just bringing people together and whatnot. Like, you're actually dealing with someone's largest asset. I know it doesn't look like that, but like, you are dealing with someone's biggest asset. You're dealing with people's lives at this point right now. You know what I mean? Basically, the way that you can help them get situated is gonna have an impact on their trajectory in life and their kids' lives and things like that. So you're dealing with their biggest asset, you're dealing with their family, and you're making sure everything goes very smoothly. And at the same time, I have to say, sometimes I become a therapist. A lot of times in my transactions, I become a therapist, and I'm actually listening to people's issues, their concerns, and trying to guide them through this whole thing. So it's when you get really involved with it, it is a pretty complex process and a lot of emotion that are involved with this because of obvious reasons. But it's not just simply connecting a buyer and seller. It's not a Kijiji ad. It's not a marketplace transaction. You know what I mean? It's a real asset that we're talking about in people's lives. Well, hope you guys enjoy this different style of video. It's something that we're trying to play around with, and obviously try to create a little bit more engagement. In saying that, I'd like to hear your comments or see your comments below and let us know what you guys think. And if you guys have any questions or suggestions on how you guys think we should be doing this, we'd be more than happy to read them. Until next time, guys, remember one thing: get Cabani, get sold.
Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold.